What is up, y'all? KRC Pinto here. Now, I've got a question for you. Why would you ever use a broom to beat up your enemy when you could smash a guitar over their head? In a game inspired by heavy metal, Ino is about as good as it gets. She's a rude, guitar-swinging witch, and she's also a top-notch rushdown monster in Guilty Gear Strive. As with most Guilty Gear characters, Ino's design is a little left of center, featuring aspects unique to her kit. In this video, I'll share a few basic tips to get you started with everyone's favorite hard rock witch. Before we start, be sure to sub to the channel. The Strive content will be coming for the foreseeable future, so be sure you don't miss out on anything. Alright y'all, here are 5 beginner tips for playing Ino in Guilty Gear Strive. If you've played Ino for more than 5 seconds, you've probably figured this one out, but as it is her defining character trait, I figure it's worth exploring a bit. When you dash with Ino on the ground, instead of running straight like every other character in every other fighting game you've ever played, she hovers forward up and diagonally like a flying witch. This only applies to Ino's grounded forward dash. Backdash and air backdash do not continuously hover. However, her forward air dash does move slightly diagonally downwards, so that's good to know. This makes Ino mobile in a unique way, and sets up the cornerstone of her rushdown playstyle, high-low mix-up. Since Ino is automatically airborne from dashing, she always has the choice to do an instant overhead attack, or empty land and go low. Of course, the trade-off to this characteristic is that Ino particularly hates 6p anti-airs, so be wary of not approaching too recklessly. However, if you're wise, this is an instant mind game that you can force your opponent to play. Of course, to compensate for the risky approach, Ino has her handy note projectile. You may recognize this tactic from other fighting games. Throw the fireball, follow behind it. It's a classic approach, although Ino's has a couple twists, since she approaches high, and her fireball isn't exactly typical. The special property of Ino's note is that the longer it's on screen, the more hits it does. Up close, when the projectile connects on either hit or block, it will only do 1 hit, no biggie. If you start it from full screen though, it will unleash 5 hits on connection. The amount of hits changes the further away you are and the longer the note is out. Should your opponent block this, they'll be stuck in block stun for a solid amount of time. Plenty for you to close the gap and start schmixing. This principle is also the basis for Ino's basic Okazeme sequence. 2K into 2S for a knockdown, and then note. This allows her to force a blocking wake up and go straight into high-low mix-up. One of Ino's most crucial special moves is Stroke the Big Tree, her slide attack across the ground. This move is very low and is fantastic for low profiling mid-hitting attacks. For example, if Soul here were to try using his 5 heavy slash in neutral to extend a big hitbox, you could simply slide underneath it and punish him. This is an effective way to punish characters using extended moves, like Ramlethal, the Goriyuki, whoever. But be warned, Stroke the Big Tree is certainly beatable when the enemy is anticipating it. For example, if Soul anticipated the move and instead did 6H, Ino would eat some damage and probably a full combo. The move can also be grabbed if your opponent is ready for it, so be sure to use this wisely. Ino has 2 supers, like most characters, but for now we're going to focus on Megalomania. This super is unique in that it has 2 different types of interactions. If it is done away from the opponent, Ino will set up and launch some projectiles. This can punish whiffs from afar and flood the screen with junk. In their face, however, this move becomes a command grab. Yes, the up-close Megalomania is unblockable and does big-time damage. This move gives Ino an extra layer of mind games once she has meter. Will she go high or low? Will she Roman cancel to do more mix? Or will she simply land in your face and grab you? Only one way to find out. So we already know Ino is the queen of moving through airspace, but she is also uniquely poised to control it. Her kit is full of tools that let her command the skies, so let's look at a few. First, her note. Something I left out earlier is that the note can actually be controlled. Once you input the move, simply hold up or down to change its trajectory across the screen. This can rapidly shut down air approaches while Ino protects the ground. Ino also has a move called Chemical Love, which is basically a laser beam. Chemical Love is air OK, so she can use it to stop approaches directly in front of her from head height up. Below that though, she is vulnerable. This move can be low profiled fairly easily, and even whiffs on shorter characters like Giovanna when they are standing, so use it wisely in neutral. Ino's second super is a short-range projectile. On the ground it has invincible startup, but it can also be used in the air without that startup. This gives her a quick, powerful punish no matter where she is on the screen. Finally, Ino is blessed with a series of dive kick moves that allow her to both travel and assault enemies. Each version of the move has a different trajectory, allowing her a lot of freedom to move around in the air. They can also be charged to bait out a whiff. Lastly, on contact, you can press the button again to do a small leap and keep pressuring. This allows her to approach from pretty much anywhere in the sky, or punish unsafe movement through the sky at the same time. Oof, that last one was a lot of info. If you're going to pick up Ino, just know that though her dash makes her technical, she has the potential to be one of the best rushdown characters in Strive right now. If you like a challenge, some nasty mix-ups, and metal music, this character is for you. Alright, that's all I've got for you today. Drop a like if you found this helpful, and I'll see y'all next time.